G'day YouTube, how are things? A little bit late on this topic, but I did record most of it the other day. Effectively, everyone's kicking up a bit of a stink in the YouTube community, like globally, not just motovloggers, whatever. Globally, there's a little bit of an outcry about YouTube demonetizing videos. What appears to have happened in the past is they were demonetizing videos, but basically not telling you that it had been demonetized. And the only way you would learn was you would see that one of your videos, which previously earned quite well, is no longer earning well. Oh shit. So effectively they would not tell you, you wouldn't know, and you were missing out. Cheers, mate. Now they flag the video as it has an issue and give you a means of appealing that demonetization of said video. I guess in the long run they're kind of doing you a favor, because before you didn't even know. Thank you. And now they're letting you know so you can act and hopefully get the thing fixed up. What's this prick doing? I guess people are kicking up a stink because now they're aware that it's being done, whereas before they were always doing it but no one knew, or no one really noticed. Now you can't not notice it because you get a little yellow dollar symbol, allegedly. That's all well and good, because like everyone's saying, you know, it's not a democracy, it's not free speech for all and all this kind of crap. It's basically you're using a service, it has terms and conditions that you must adhere to, otherwise you're in breach. So I think that side of things is a positive thing. But the other side is that some of those terms and conditions have been exposed now in detail, and one of those things is that controversial subjects such as war and you know, political conflict, I think that's one, and then obvious things like suicide, rape, and sexuality, or you know, not sexuality but sexual content, nudity, partial nudity, etc. None of that can be monetized as it is non-advertiser friendly. So the issue with that stuff is people are less likely to talk about that stuff because of the hassle of going through and dealing with that appeals process to get monetization. And it's just too much hassle. So people are just going to pretty much avoid the topic. YouTube are basically saying it's not about censorship, but ultimately that's the effect of it, whether they intend it or not. And that's a bit of a drama, I think, and that's what people should be upset about, is particularly that last clause which talks about not, you know, non-controversial stuff. So if you've got controversial stuff, you're going to have a hard time getting monetization on those videos ultimately. Now, what's to say that this doesn't expand later on to what you can and can't post? It's controversial, we don't want you to post it. So ultimately it is a step in the wrong direction, because they are stifling conversation. They are making it a little bit harder for you to express an opinion that is not along the lines of the general consensus, not the palatable opinions of the masses. And I think it's wrong. I think it's important to have differing opinions, and I think those voices should be heard and they shouldn't be stifled, because if you deny those opinions, you might as well be living in a dictatorship, and I don't think that's what any of us want. We want more freedom, not less. But anyway, that's just my opinion on it, and I'd be keen to hear what creators and non-creators think of this clause now that it is out in the open, now that it is in your face, so to speak. I'd be really keen to see your opinions, or hear your opinions. But for me, it's a step in the wrong direction, and I really think how I really think all voices should be heard, and then you can go and discern your own information. You can go and work out who is telling a story that is more plausible, instead of just listening to the general consensus of what they want you to know or what they want you to think. And that's the important bit. And this is a step in the wrong direction. I'm not saying it's, you know, an Orwellian world, or, you know, there's this sinister agenda behind it, but I really do think that whether there is or not, I think it's important that when our freedoms of thought and speech are nibbled away at, I think we should be vigilant and get up and stand up and say, oi, no, this is not cool. I hope I haven't offended anyone with my counterpoint as to the bullshit that YouTube's talking, and how they probably should back down a little bit on this one because it's bullshit. 10,000 Ks I've done on this thing, a little bit over. It's a 2016 carbon grey Ninja 1000. It is a fantastic, an oldie, approaching your umpteenth midlife crisis. It's definitely the bike to get. ABS, 3 modes of traction control, or 4 if you can't turn it off. Brakes are just phenomenal. I just 2-finger brake this.